Let's study some important questions of the chapter We Are Not Afraid to Die If We Are Together. The first one is, what difference do you notice between the reaction of the adults and the children when faced with danger? There's a marked difference between the reaction of the adults and children. The adults were internally torn and worried. The narrator and his wife Mary felt that the end was near. They were pessimistic in their outlook. They really had got very much terrified. But both their children, Jonathan and Suzanne, were optimists. Jonathan told his father that they were not afraid to die as long as they all were together. On the other hand, the girl Sue, she had drawn a card. She had drawn the caricatures of her parents, saying how funny they look, and it was a thank you card, and to hope the very best to the parents. This was like a strong point for the narrator from which he derived strength, and he had made up his mind to face the challenges posed by the sea in a brave or a heroic manner. The parents wanted to console them in the face of the disaster, but actually it was the children who had given the support to the parents. Let us see the second question. The second question is, describe the mental condition of the voyagers on the 4th and 5th of January. I had already told you, dear students, that this disaster had started on January the 2nd. It grew worse on the 3rd, but it grew worse on the 4th. On January 4th, the voyagers felt relieved as they were continuously pumping out water for the past 36 hours, and only a few centimeters of water was left. For the past 2 days, they did not eat anything. Why? Because the water had entered the boat and they were busy pumping out water. Otherwise, their life would be in danger. And it was only after 2 days that they had their first meal, which was some corned beef and cracker biscuits. Then later around 4 p.m. the weather changed as black clouds marched towards them. The sea is quite unpredictable. That is why they had spent about 16 years honing their seafaring skills. But still, in front of sea, even your skills do not matter. The weather got worse, and by the early morning of January 5, the situation was bad. This gave them mental stress. Now, we see that the entire story could be divided into 3 parts. Let us see which are the 3 parts, or how do we divide the story into 3 parts. If we look up at the first section appears to be quite happy, cheerful, where the narrator and his family had planned to undertake the voyage. They wanted to duplicate the voyage made by James Cook about 200 years ago. They had spent about 16 years honing their seafaring skills. They were very, very happy. They got their boat, Wave Walker, professionally built. It was a beauty. Now, if we come to the second half, what is the second half? That is the struggle against the impending disaster. Impending, that is the approaching disaster. This section changed from cheerful to dreadful. The family, not only the family, the entire crew was under stress to save the ship. The boat was nearly about to capsize. The narrator was thrown into the water. He almost was very near to death, but we can say that it was his courage, his positivity that really made him survive. He came back to the boat and started taking the initiatives in order to prevent the boat from getting capsized. At the same time, we see the children. They had suffered injuries, but they did not show any injury mark to the parents when the parents were very busy saving the boat from drowning. Now, the third and the final section. What is the third and the final section? That was the last straw. Rather, it was the last try that was made by the narrator. His alertness, presence of mind, calculation, all the skills that he had learned during 16 years before undertaking this voyage had come to his rescue. It was his final attempt to save the entire boat, the entire family, and his crew members. And he succeeded. His calculations really succeeded because they were able to locate the pinprick in the vast ocean, that is the Isle Amsterdam. That was a beautiful island for them. Beautiful has two meanings here. One, beautiful refers to that it was a marvelous piece of volcanic rock. It was a French scientific base with 28 inhabitants. The other meaning of beautiful is it acted as a lifesaver for the crew members, and that is why the narrator was given the title as the best captain and the best daddy in the world. There are certain few short questions. Let us discuss those questions. One of the questions is, what was the problem that Sue had faced and what did she do? Now, we had seen that when the wave had attacked the ship, it was Sue who had received a bump on her head. Her eyes had become black. There was a deep cut on her arm, but she did not tell her father because she did not want her father to worry about her injuries when the father was busy saving the crew members, saving the boat from getting capsized. What was the hope of the voyagers when they came to know that the Wave Walker would capsize any moment? The Wave Walker had survived for 15 hours, and now the voyagers knew that the boat wouldn't hold for long, it wouldn't hold together. So the only hope was reaching the pinprick in the vast ocean, that is a small 65-kilometer island in such a vast ocean. That was the only hope. Now, what was the impact of the children's behavior on the narrator? The narrator got strength from his children. His children acted as a strong pillar for him. They were his backbone because it was their optimism that really had instilled him with determination to survive the challenges posed by the sea. What were the thoughts and feelings of the narrator when they reached the island? As explained it to you earlier, the narrator did not owe the entire success of reaching safely to that French scientific base, to the pinprick in the vast ocean, all by himself. Rather, he thought about his crew member, Larry and Herb. He even thought about his wife, Mary, and his two children, Jonathan and Sue. In other words, he believed that without these people, he wouldn't have succeeded in reaching this island. So he really gave a big salute to the team spirit. Why did the narrator consider Isle Amsterdam the most beautiful island? I had already explained it to you. First of all, it was a beautiful piece of volcanic rock. It was a French scientific base with beautiful vegetation. And second one was it acted as a lifesaver